This Civic Media podcast is sponsored by UW Organ and Tissue Donation. Organ donations are desperately needed, and now is the right time to become an organ donor. Talk to your family. Get the dot. Save lives. Go to heroicdeed.com.
Civic Media News. I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. A new study finds 830 people in Wisconsin were killed by guns in 2022. That includes homicides and suicides. That's more people than died in car crashes. The numbers come from the Wisconsin Anti-Violence Effort Education Fund. More than 3/4 of people shot to death in Wisconsin were black. Kamala Harris is making her pitch to Wisconsin conservatives and independents with the help of Republican former Congresswoman Liz Cheney.
For us to get back to a time where we are actually having policy debates and discussions and disagreements, we have to protect what undergirds all of this. And what undergirds all of it is the Constitution.
Cheney joined the Democratic vice president at a campaign event last night in Brookfield.
The notion that the measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down is just wrong-headed.
Both of them say Donald Trump's promise to terminate the Constitution makes him unfit to be president. Democratic candidate for Vice President Tim Walz campaigns in Wisconsin today with the help of former President Barack Obama. The two campaign in Madison this afternoon before Walz heads to Racine tonight. Most polls show Kamala Harris and Donald Trump neck and neck in key states with 2 weeks to go until Election Day. In Wisconsin, Harris leads Trump by 2 points. In-person early voting starts today in Wisconsin. 2 million people are expected to vote in the battleground state. Not only is there the race for president, but control of the U.S. House and Senate are on the line, and new maps could change the dynamic of the Wisconsin legislature. New research is debunking old notions about bullying. Child psychologist Shelley Heimel has looked closely into bullying. She says it does not make kids more resilient.
Kids who are victimized, just sit there all day wondering what's going to happen to them next. I've had notes from kids saying how that's their life.
British researchers found people who were bullied as kids face a higher risk of unstable employment as adults and of premature death. October is Bullying Prevention Month. The Wisconsin Army National Guard met its annual recruiting target this year. That's the first time in 7 years. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WRCE News, I'm Joanne Krulotz. A young man lost his life when he hit a deer. The Richland County Sheriff's Office was notified of a one-vehicle rollover crash on State Highway 130 north of County Highway T early Monday morning around 5:50. During the investigation, it was found that Carter Hayes, 20 of Lone Rock, was traveling northbound on State Highway 130 when he struck a deer. This caused Hayes to lose control of the vehicle and enter the east ditch and overturn multiple times. Tayton Rosenbaum, 19 of Sauk City, was ejected from the vehicle, and Hayes was trapped in the vehicle. Carter Hayes was pronounced dead at the scene by the Richland County Coroner's Office. Tayton Rosenbaum was transported to the Richland Hospital, then transferred to UW Hospital for what is believed to be non-life-threatening injuries. Speed is believed to have been a factor in the crash. The Richland County Sheriff's Department was assisted by the Lone Rock Fire Department, Lone Rock EMS, Richland Center EMS, UW MedFlight, and Sauk County Sheriff's Department. Frozen waffles sold at Publix, Target, Walmart, and other stores are recalled over a listeria risk. Treehouse Foods issued a voluntary recall Friday. Treehouse Foods said the issues were discovered through routine testing at their manufacturing facility in Brantford, Ontario, Canada. Suicide rates have been on the rise in Wisconsin since 2019. As of 2022, they found that over 50% of suicides in Wisconsin had to do with either relationship issues or physical health problems, and older men in rural areas were at the highest risk. They also found that over 16% of adult suicides in the states were veterans. Early in-person voting kicks off today in Wisconsin. Local clerks are saying they are prepared for a high turnout. The Wisconsin Elections Commission is projecting over 2 million voters doing it early. To see your ballot and early in-person options, check out myvote.wi.gov. Gather your bravest friends and prepare to face your fears at the Haunted Warehouse Friday and Saturday. A small scare with the lights on will be held from 5:30 to 6:30. The small scare is the children's version of the Haunted Warehouse. Small scare is geared toward allowing the younger audience and their guardians to experience the Haunted Warehouse. Tickets are priced at $10 per child and $15 per guardian. No Mercy is the adult version of the Haunted Warehouse, house with all the lights turned off. It will be held from 7 to 9:30. Tickets are priced at $15 per person. Tickets will be available the day of the event in the 1912 building. Tickets are first come, first serve. Payments may be made by cash or card. Credit card fees apply. All proceeds will go to the restoration and preservation of the A.D. German warehouse designed by Frank Lloyd Wright.
This fundraiser is our biggest through the entire year.
The Haunted Warehouse event will be held Friday and Saturday from 5:30 to 9:30. Passages will be holding an annual event this evening at Crosscut Park in Richland Center. The event, Bev's Walk, Believing Every Victim, is held in memory of Beverly Burns, who did so much to help others. The event is an important fundraiser for Passages, which helps victims of abuse in Richland, Vernon, and Crawford counties. The event will get underway at 5 and will last until 7:30. In addition to the walk, there will be food vendors, guest speakers, other activities, and music. Jessica Brown is the program manager for Passages.
We're going to have the Pink Whiskey Band. They're based out of Prairie du Chien. Our Crawford County advocate helped find this band in the area. They are donating their time for us to come play. And we'll also have face painting for the kids as well. I have a few ladies that have volunteered their time to come and do the face painting. It'll be a great event.
All proceeds will support the Grateful Scholarship in memory of Bev Burns. Passages invites everyone to Bev's Walk. And that's what you need to know. I'm Joanne Krulotz.
The Bucks head to Philly. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Bucks open the NBA season tomorrow night on the road against the 76ers. Chris Middleton still rehabbing after surgery on both his ankles. Doc Rivers asked if he'd first like to see Middleton practice before he plays.
It would help, but I'm just going to play it by ear. You know, Chris has proven to me over the last year that when he comes back, he was 100% ready and he had no practices. So there are guys like that. I would say he'd be one of them. Would I like him to practice a couple times? For sure.
NFL, the Packers have the day off before preparing to play the Jaguars in Jacksonville Sunday. College football, Wisconsin hosts number 3 ranked Penn State Saturday night. Defensive coordinator Mike Tressel on Penn State's offense.
Part of their plan is to give enough exotic, crazy looks to get guys' heads spinning, to get them thinking rather than playing fast. Our strength the last couple of weeks has been how fast we've played.
That's Badgers coach Mike Tressel. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. U.S. theaters made a pretty good showing this past weekend, with Smile 2 leading the way. The sequel pulled in $23 million at the domestic box office, edging out the original's $22 million opening weekend in 2022. The film edged out the previous week's champ and fellow horror flick Terrifier 3, which had a 50% drop, pulling in $9 million at U.S. theaters and falling into third place. The family-friendly film The Wild Robot finished in second place with a take of just over $10 million in its fourth week of release. Finishing in fourth place was Beetlejuice 2. Sorry, I'm just sick of saying Beetlejuice back to back. The Michael Keaton-led sequel pulled in $5 million, which was good for fourth place and gave the top 5 3 spooky movies. People can't seem to get enough, as the release of Hocus Pocus pulled in almost $1 million 20 years after its initial release. It's all about the scares. After months of speculation, it's been confirmed that Succession's Jeremy Strong has been cast in the Bruce Springsteen biopic Deliver Me From Nowhere. Strong will play Springsteen's manager, John Landau. The Emmy-winning actor is fresh off his appearance in The Apprentice as Roy Cohn. Deliver Me focuses on the time in Springsteen's career where he made his award-winning album, Nebraska. The Bears' Jeremy Allen White has been cast as the boss. The album Nebraska was a bit of a departure, as Springsteen's fame as a pop star was starting to skyrocket. The record is ranked 150 on Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Albums Ever list. Esquire has called Nebraska one of the most honest and emotional albums in history. Fun fact, Jeremy Strong revealed that it's also his favorite Springsteen album. Deliver Me From Nowhere has an anticipated release of sometime in 2025. How do you wash the bad taste out of your mouth called Joker Folie Eau Douce? You release a new single. That is if you're Lady Gaga. Gaga says, according to Variety, that she will release the song Disease on October 25th. It will be her first single off her 7th studio album. Gaga surprised fans by releasing an album called Harlequin last month on the heels of the release of the Joker sequel, which was panned by critics. Onward and upward. Rick and Morty fans will rejoice when they hear that the show has been renewed for seasons 11 and 12, which is crazy because season 8 hasn't even dropped yet. The word comes from New York Comic-Con by the show's executive producers Dan Harmon and Scott Marder. Harmon was born and raised in Milwaukee. Season 8 doesn't actually premiere until 2025, which means the show will be on at least through 2029. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Partly to mostly cloudy today, becoming sunny by later this afternoon, and we could catch a sprinkle at some point today as well. Our high near 70 with wind out of the south at 15 to 25. Tonight, 48. Tomorrow, sunny and colder, 58. On Thursday, sunny with a high back up to near 65. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Outside now, it's 50.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.